Dear God, what nightmare am I living in right now? There's more deleted in commercials of every Toy Story one. If you remember to Burger King and McDonald's, get ready to learn about something about cereal for this one. It was a quiet afternoon. I felt bored, felt nothing to do. Just then, my mom came home from work and she found this DVD at Goodwill while she was picking up sandwiches for my brother. I took a good look at it, and it was a weird Toy Story Lucky Charms DVD. It featured Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and Bullseye in front of rainbow colors. Interesting, I said. I wonder how it'll go. I I went downstairs and inserted the disc into my PS3 to check it out. Then it started. First, it showed the Walt Disney Home Entertainment logo, and then the Lucky Charms logo in a green background for 5 seconds. Then it just showed to the DVD menu with Woody, Buzz, Bullseye, and Jessie in a green background. And the following menu buttons were play short and visit LuckyCharms.com. I pressed play to get ready to see this never before seen short. Well, fingers crossed, I said to myself. It began with the view of the Lucky Charms cereal factory at night. It just showed the cereal factory. No people inside, no music, just wind blowing and crickets chirping and frogs croaking. Not after 15 seconds, Woody, Buzz, Jessie, and Bullseye came in out of nowhere. Okay, guys, Rex, Wheezy, and Ham have been missing lately. Somebody has took them to the cereal factory that we're in front of right now, Woody said. I was surprised. And now, frankly, I was shocked that Wheezy was captured this time. How will we get in, Woody? Buzz asked. Maybe if we go through that air vent, we can get inside to the cereal factory, Jessie said. Good idea, Jessie, Woody said. The four toys had got by the vent and Buzz opened it, and Bullseye got inside, followed by Woody, followed by Jessie, then Buzz got in. Then another air vent opened, then the four toys had used a toy ladder or rope to get themselves down. Then they got on their feet and went exploring around the cereal factory. Rex, Woody whispered, calling for Rex. Wheezy, where are you? Buzz whispered also. Ham, Jessie whispered, lost. Bullseye walked close to Jessie, looking afraid. After searching around the factory, the four toys heard a faint adult laugh echoing. The toys, except Buzz, who prepared for self-defense, got scared. What was that? Woody asked, stuttering. Bullseye whimpered in fear as his ears drooped. Jessie put her hands around his neck to reassure him. Buzz turned on his laser to shine around the place, but there was no clue, wondering where that laugh came from. Who made that laugh? Buzz asked. Do you think Al's is in this factory? Woody asked. Jessie darted her eyes around, more afraid as Bullseye was. I think a human must be in this restaurant, in this factory. Buzz reassured Jessie that everything would be okay. Then, lights around the factory turned on, and then Rex, Wheezy, and Ham were placed right beside of a forklift truck. Woody, thank goodness you're here, Rex exclaimed, happy to see the four toys. Woody hushed Rex due to the silence of the factory. Rex, quiet! Someone's gonna hear us! Oh, sorry, Rex apologized. Well, how did you find us, Woody? Wheezy asked. We know that Andy was taking you to the park, and he mentioned that there was a cereal truck dropping by and heading to the supermarket, and we knew you might be here, Buzz said. Huh, quite genius, man, Ham replied. And now we found you, Jessie added. The three lost toys then nodded, agreeing with Jessie. Okay, let's go home, Wheezy said, as he and Rex and Ham were about to walk up to their heroes. A plush dropped in between the eight toys. The plush toy had a leprechaun hat with a four-leaf clover with the Lucky Charms logo on him, and he had an orange beard similar from Lucky the Leprechaun, same with orange hair, and had black shoes and a green belt. The leprechaun began to speak in the voice of Mike Myers, who voiced the famous ogre, Shrek. Hello, wee lads, said the leprechaun in plush. Woody, Buzz, and Jesse walked up to the leprechaun toy to confront him. So, you're the one who kidnapped our friends, huh? Woody paraded angrily. What did you want them for? Jesse asked, joining in the conversation. The leprechaun plush chuckled. Well, we go. I wanted to make food out of them to serve to the humans. So I stuck into a wee child's car, placed some objects that look like them into his backpack. So this explains it all, hopefully, he asked. That is not right at all, Buzz angrily shouted. Buzz ran up to the leprechaun plush and punched him in the head, causing him to fall to the ground. As he went to deliver another blow to the face, the plush kicked him away, causing him to skin on the floor. What was that for, wee lad? The leprechaun asked. We will not let you hurt our friends, Buzz angrily promised. Oh yeah? Let's settle this, lad, the leprechaun asked, chuckling and grinning sinisterly. Then he hit a red button which caused the factory to work, and he put a foot on a pedal which caused Wheezy, Ham, and Rex into the air, avoiding the marshmallow mixer. Woody, Buzz, and Jesse gasped, Bullseye's eyes and mouth wide open. Guys, don't worry, we'll get you down, Woody said. He climbed up into the forklift truck, tried to rescue his friends. Then the leprechaun came out of nowhere and punched him in the head, causing him to collapse. Then he threw a cereal bowl, which caused the three toys to fall into the marshmallow mixer. Wheezy, Ham, and Rex screamed in anguish as they were getting mixed into the marshmallows. Rex's screaming was the most portable and the full until they completely got sunk into the marshmallow mixer. Then they came out buried in marshmallow and couldn't breathe. No! Woody said. Buzz grimaced, clenching his fist before he shouted, You monster! Jesse ran up to the leprechaun plush and grabbed his arm and pulled it and foot back. You killed our friends, she said. Then the leprechaun threw her by the forklift truck and said, Ooh, do you know what I should do to you, wee red girl? He said. What are you going to do to me? She asked fearfully. He grabbed a fork and stabbed it through her voice box, causing it to get ripped. Jesse was shocked seeing her body was ripped. Jesse! Woody and Buzz shouted in horror. Then he grabbed out a hammer and smashed Jesse's face off, and grabbed the knife and sliced her whole head off. Bullseye noticed this, and he was infuriated. He galloped towards the leprechaun plush to avenge Jesse. As he got a few inches close, he grabbed onto the forklift truck and dropped 4 pounds of crates on top of Bullseye, causing him to get crushed. Then his legs were completely chopped off. Bullseye! Woody yelled. Come and get me on top, wee lads, the leprechaun said. He landed safely on top of one of the pipes. Buzz saw some crates that could help him climb up top. He performed some cop-horse skills, and he swinged around and he landed on one of the side of the top of the roof pipes. The leprechaun plush smiled evilly at Buzz. Just me and you, space lad, he said. Buzz glared, preparing to fight him. The leprechaun plush ran up towards Buzz, but Buzz dodges every bit of his attack. He dodged every bit of his attacks before he grabbed him and tried to put him into the marshmallow mixer himself. Then the leprechaun plush had kicked him hard, and causing him to fly out of the window of the factory. Buzz let out the Wilhelm scream as he fell, before landing on the ground very hard. He got up back on his feet. Just a few moments, the leprechaun looked at the window and smiled evilly at Buzz. Do you know what your weakness is, wee spaceman? He asked. A space ranger has no weakness, Buzz angrily retorted. The leprechaun plush poured out a bucket of 2 inches of milk and poured it out on Buzz. Buzz attempted to shield himself, but the milk began pouring on him, causing him to short-circuit and spark. Then he suddenly exploded with many of his pieces flying off. Woody heard the explosion, which startled him. What? Was that Buzz? Woody asked and exclaimed at the same time. Then the leprechaun went behind Woody, holding up a butter knife with a sinister smirk. You're safe for last, wee cowboy, he said. He threw him up to the forklift truck and poked the knife at the scene of Woody's right arm, causing it to rip. Woody gasped at the sight of his arm. No! Not again! Oh, did you lose your arm before? The, the leprechaun plush asked. Woody had used his only working arm to attempt to punch the leprechaun, but his punch didn't do much damage to him. Oh, your kind of violence doesn't do anything to me, wee floppy boy, he said. He grabbed out his knife and sliced Woody's legs off. Woody screamed at the sight of his lifeless body. He flinched as the leprechaun closed on him, laughing evilly. He grabbed him by his only working arm and took him out of the factory and outside. Do you want to go to space, wee cowboy? He said. Woody gasped, seeing a firework rocket placed near the road. No! Anything but that! The leprechaun plush tied him to the rocket and lit the match on the sole of his boots and lit it to the fuse. Off Wheaterson, wee floppy boy, he said. The rocket soared into the sky, and the leprechaun watched it fly. Woody let out the Howie/gut-wrenching scream as he was flying towards the sky. Once he reached the clouds, he suddenly exploded with many of his pieces flying off. Then it cut back to the leprechaun, witnessing the explosion. Awesome. It was wee awesome, he said. When my work is done. He walked off, chuckling evilly. Then it cut to the credits. In the background, you might guess it, the music box When She Loved Me song played, and it showed many images of what happened to the toys after their faints, such as the kidnapped toys buried in the marshmallow, Jesse's decapitated body, Bullseye under crates, Buzz's broken head lying near the road, and Woody's head sat next to a dustbin. Then a caption appeared on screen saying, "Animated by Adam Kennington in 2000. Then it cut to black. I took the disc out of the DVD player and placed it back in its case. Then I emailed Pixar the next day. They were shocked about it, and when I emailed Kennington about it, he was petrified that he remembered making a cereal commercial. So to conclude this story, what would you think if you find every single commercial for every cereal factory, fast food restaurants that every horror animator made? What would you think?